Hey, good morning, Facebook world out there, all my friends and family. Scott McKeever, Collier RV Supercenter, Rockford, Illinois. Hopping on here early today. Got some folks coming up from Kansas to pick up a motorhome. They actually came up yesterday, stayed in a hotel last night, and it's really neat because I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about today. I want to try to do a segment every day, and we'll get into some of the features and benefits of RVs in the RV world and things of that nature. But this morning I want to touch on this situation. At Collier RV, one of my titles, if you look at my business card, my mailers that I send out every month, if you look at my RV packing checklist and everything, on here it even says RV outfitter, and what does that really mean? Well, if you were going to go climb Mount Everest, you're going to go talk to a Sherpa, right? Because you want to know how to be outfitted properly, go do that thing. It's kind of what we try to accomplish here. And the reason these folks are coming from Kansas, they found us on the internet, obviously our website, and there's a button there that says chat. And so Megan started chatting with them, and she runs the front desk. It's a busy Saturday, and so she hands it off to Elizabeth Collier, and Liz gets on there, and she's chatting with them and answering questions, and we're doing bed measurements, and she gets me involved, and we're, what's the curb weight and GV, so we're going through this whole process, right? And during this time, we never once said, can we have your phone number? Let's get on the phone, and because we want to communicate with you in the manner of which you want to communicate until the situation changes and we move on and change that when the time is right, okay? And it's your time, not ours. You dictate how that takes place, okay? So about 3.5 hours later, questions are answered, things like that nature, and John calls, and I get on the phone with him, and we talk about a few things, and one of the units he wants to look at is located at I-94 at our other store over by the lake, and he says, well, that's over there, and I said, look, don't worry about it. We'll bring it here. We will not inconvenience you to have to go over there and look at it, because he's got a couple of different units picked out. He's a long ways away. He wants to make sure he makes the right decision. When you're spending $100,000 plus, you got to do your due diligence. I mean, if you're spending $20,000, you got to do your due diligence. So anyway, I'll try to make this kind of short, but so we do all those communications, and he says, well, Scott, we're going to hop in our car tomorrow morning. This is Saturday, about 4 o'clock, and we're going to come up and stay in a hotel. And he says, we're going to do one of two things. He says, I'm going to follow my wife home in the Explorer with our new RV, or we're just going to hop in the Explorer and go back home, right? Now keep it in mind, guys, not at any time did we not talk about price. I didn't ask him for credit cards. There's all these stinking games that go out there that people, you talk to these typical sales guys, right? And all they want to make the sale. Don't get me wrong. I want to make the sale because that's how I make a living. But I want to make sure you purchase the right product for your wants and needs and how you're going to use it. So there's this whole array of questions that takes place in order to make that happen. And so it's a process that we have to go through to make sure that it fits all these parameters. They've already got 5 trips planned, and one of them's at the end of January. So time is of the essence, but we have to slow down and make sure we get the right one. So anyway, long story short, this wouldn't have happened had we not had the discipline and the dedication to our clients and our future clients to spend this amount of time. They've never purchased one. They've never owned one. It's their first time RVing, and hats off to Liz and the rest of the team for spending this amount of time, because I'll guarantee you, if he called, and he was calling other dealers, they were, that's what they do, they call other dealers, right? So nobody would give them that amount of time and that amount of consideration and that amount of care to make sure that they make the right decision. I've told people in the past, I'll spend time with them here on the lot, and I'll say, guys, this is not the right unit for you. I mean, if you want it, and buy it, and we'll get you another one next year when it doesn't fit. We try not to do that, though, right? I mean, isn't that my responsibility to ensure that you make the right decision, spend this kind of money for a toy, right? So anyway, that's just a really cool story. I mean, that's what it's all about, is taking care of people, earning their trust, so they have the confidence within themselves to drive 8 or 9 hours to come up here and make this purchase. So we do a lot of out-of-state sales. We do a lot of local sales. the bottom line is we're building a lot of friends and a huge family out there. So, hey, anytime you have any questions or anything you want to know something, feel free. You can message me through Facebook. You can call me, 815-222-5149. You can ask me a question right here on my Facebook page. So, hey, I'll be talking to you soon. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning. And I'll keep you up to date on how this goes down, because this is really a neat deal. So, hey, appreciate you checking me out. Sorry for rambling on. Love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.